29th of August, Minty Center of Ukraine here. My name is Svitlana and today is a Remembrance Day for the defenders of independence of Ukraine. Apart from this, there is a mourning day for the people that died during the attack on Kiev 2 days ago. A minute of silence, please. Thank you. A very high price for our independence, for our freedom. I thank to those defenders who died in this battle, and I thank to those who keep defending our land. And today we will actually talk about 3,000 combatants during the combats with PMC Wagner in Bakhmut. This is very important to talk about it publicly in order to more and more people to know about this. Svitlana Merkulova with us. She's a representative of the I Will Definitely Return Families community. Olena Belyachkova, coordinator for families of POWs and missing persons group. Volodymyr Bilenko, representative of the Search Department of the Central Department of the Civil Military Cooperation of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and Anastasiia, Shydlovska, head of the Department of the Office for Missing Persons in Special Circumstances of the Secretariat of the Commissioner for Missing Persons. Miss Olena, I would like to talk first with you. Around 3,000 is an impressive number. It doesn't fit in my head. And the so-called Wagners, what is the main problem here? Why is it still not known about the fate of so many people? Well, yes, indeed, this topic is very hard. And tomorrow we have this Remembrance Day for the missing persons. And the thing is that the number of missing people, there were a few units that were facing Wagner's PMC 56 and 58 brigades, among others. Those were the most difficult battles, according to the family members. The hardships here, the obstacles here are as follows. We must understand that the PMC Wagner is a special type of the enemy, and they have had their own procedures in terms of detainment of the prisoners of war, and they even have separate procedures for the exchange of the captives. And we understand that those numbers that were exchanged with them isn't matching the number of the missing persons. So this is why the family members organized this initiative to collect information about the fate of those who went missing during the battles with PMC Wagner. It needs to be said that the resources are scarce, and we found many of the evidences online. And sometimes, for example, they provide identification papers of some of our military personnel, and then it turns out they are still alive and are in captivity. And we understand that there is not much trust towards the information that they publish. So the main source for the information remains the members of the PMC Wagner that were captured during the battles. So that's how we gathered the information about the movement of some of the POWs in the Luhansk Oblast. This is about the captives. As for those who died, who were killed in action, the situation is way more complicated, and our governmental and non-governmental bodies are exercising efforts in trying to get the remains of our combatants back to the native land, to the back to the native country. And we are also seeing signs of the system being overloaded because the process of gathering information or making any steps is going very, very slowly. And separate accountability for those who were captured by the Wagner, there were no concrete lists, and it was not, oftentimes it was not mentioned how exactly the person in question went missing, or did it maybe die. So there is a lot of unclearness in the information that we are getting about the fates of those who fought Wagner. And I was talking about providing information to the family members about, and we were talking about this before this event, and we were talking about the necessity to launch a up-to-scale information campaign. We have those who returned from the captivity in 2022, 23, 24, and the information about the necessity to register the information that was provided by those people, that this information needs to be officially registered and relayed to the families who are expecting this information for months and months. And we see that those people who returned and went through rehabilitation, they could help substantially in the process of search for the people who went missing. So our official bodies, governmental bodies, need to continue working on getting information on those who went missing during the combat actions with the Wagners. Thank you, Ms. Olena. This is an impressive number, 3,000, and each one of those has its story. We have the opportunity to talk to Ms. Svitlana, and she has also her own personal story. Her son went missing, and according to the information that was given, he's now in captivity. Hello, yes, my story is similar to the stories of thousands of families whose members stood up to the Wagner, to the enemy, to the Wagner PMC, who stood at defense on the Bakhmut direction. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. My son went missing in August of 2022, and I still don't know his fate, whether he's in captivity or not. But I, as a mother, I think I know that he is alive and he is in captivity, and I know that he is on the territory of the Russian Federation, starting 2023. Since the beginning of the 2023, I started active search for my child, and we joined the community of the 30th Brigade. That's where my son was serving at the time. Then I joined the civil organization. I will definitely return. That is joining together the families of the 48 brigades, military brigades and units who has around 3,000 people missing on this in this direction, in this operational direction, and that's how we do. We have been doing this for years and trying to find our family members. We attended a lot of meetings. We met with the representatives of different structures, and we're thankful that we find understanding, and we are being listened to, and we have the communication. However, unfortunately, particularly in our problem with our issue, there is no progress, unfortunately, and we understand that it is hard, and we also understand that we need to receive the information, to gain the information, to get to know what is the fate of our relatives. Thank you. The thing is that many of the families have secondary proofs that their relatives were seen in captivity. The relatives had the information, and they provided it to the general staff and to the SBU, and I don't understand why the status for some of the persons were changed. It was changed from the captivity to the unknown, and there is some time has passed. We were told, and that's why. However, we have we have this option to get the approval affirmation by the International Red Cross, and there is no such confirmation. You need to understand the psychological state of mind of the families of those who went missing is very, very difficult. We don't live, we exist, and the approach to the way that the search is being conducted needs to be changed. We have seen in the information space There are quite powerful campaigns that are conducted by the main intelligence directorate. There are special operations that are being conducted on the territory of the enemy. And we understand that to preserve our state, to preserve our identity is the highest priority order, but we don't want to for the category of the MIA to fade into the background, and it will be something like it will be solved, but sometimes we don't know when. So you should wait. No, we don't want that. Miss Svitlana, the unification of the families, what does it give you? What tools are you provided to support each other? Personally, to me, it's a lot. It's support, first of all. It's a colossal support. We understand each other, and during our discussions, the ideas are born and about how to resolve our questions. Like, for example, just recently we had the situation, we had these secondary evidences that my son is situated on the territory of the Russian Federation. I provided this information to the official bodies, and I was directly told in my face that no search will be conducted, and but I asked, and I was told that their functionality is different. Well, in this case, we need to create another structure, another institution that will be dedicated to the search, specifically on the territory of the Russian Federation and on the occupied territories. Such branch needs to be created. That's what we think. We are trying to do anything for our relatives. That's why we offer this. I understand that these questions need to be approached in a professional manner, and I understand that our government bodies are working. However, it's already 4th year, and we don't see much progress. Thank you, Ms. Svitlana. So, from the side of the government, what is, Mr. Volodymyr, how are the search in this direction are going on? Hello. I would like to say that in 2025, within the framework of the repatriation measures taken, steps taken, around 10,000 bodies were returned to Ukraine during the 2025, and in accordance with the law, the search is being conducted only before the so-called gray zone, not beyond. And that's because this is what the security situation is providing. This is the possibility that we have in terms of security. And on the temporarily occupied territories, we have a coordination center and between the general staff and the SBU. And when it comes to Bakhmut direction, we are waiting for the bodies to return. And as a rule, the bodies are returned in a horrible state. And the initial identification is impossible, and the initial study of the bodies becomes the DNA analysis, and that's why this takes so much time, and that's how we work. And what is the current situation in this direction? I can only say that we cannot work beyond the front line, and we have returned more than 10,000 bodies. Is this Bakhmut? No, it's in general, and we will understand more when this number, you see, this number is classified also, and I can only operate with official data, and I can only operate with the data that is found in the open sources, and we can only assign status to a body after the completion of the identification procedures. And also you need to understand that the talks, the negotiations process is a very intricate process, and it's so to speak doesn't like noise around it. So we will be able to tell concretely that this or that body was the military that died in Bakhmut. How long the identification process takes? Well, this is done by the investigative bodies, and I can't really comment on the actions of the investigative bodies. I'm sorry. Miss Anastasiia, please tell us more about the tools and the instruments of returning our military bodies to home. Among those who are present here, I have already met many of you, not once but more times, and I wish to everyone, to each one of you, that your relatives come back to you alive, or maybe on the shield, but we are hoping that you will know at least the fate of your loved ones, because the feeling of the unknown is the worst. And I wish that the bodies that are responsible, that are in charge of a search for the bodies that went missing in action, that they do everything possible, everything that is within their power to return their relatives, to provide necessary, and to return to the relatives the names, the honor, and give them the honor that is fit for their actions. And the general staff, the United Center, the bodies, all the bodies that are involved in the process of search and identification are doing what they can. The department on the missing persons is responsible for the coordination of the search. So I will concentrate. I will focus my answer. I will focus my answer on the search because regarding their fate and of the military, that's within the power of the competence of the SBU. And as Mr. Volodymyr just said, this year only around 10,000 bodies were returned in 2025 alone. And this is 65% of all the bodies returned since the the start of the full-scale invasion, and the bodies that are responsible for search and identification, they are given a humongous task of finding and identifying the persons that went missing in action. So, firstly, as of right now, the bodies of the repatriated are distributed among all the oblasts and it's around 30 facilities. In the beginning of the full-scale invasion, it was only 6. There was only 6 such centers. We during this time we have also opened more centers, centers responsible for DNA analysis. We have now 20 of those in different oblasts of Ukraine. They are modern laboratories with modern tools. The Ministry of Health of Ukraine has also opened 3 laboratories that are doing a full profile DNA analysis. In the beginning of the full-scale invasion, there was only one laboratory, such laboratory in Dnipro. And on top of this, our department is actively supports the identification of the remains of the military personnel. We organized the interrogation list that's been filled by the relatives of those missing in action in the direction of Bakhmut. And thanks to this system that was implemented, we are exercising a search of the missing persons using special software. And right now, that's this work has been deployed in May last year, and this information is acquired and distributed to the National Police, National Bureau of Information, the General Staff, and apart from this, the international partners provided us with appropriate software that allows us to identify persons using tattoos. This search is giving us results almost every day. So I address to the family members, please, those who did not fill out the interrogation list about your relative, please use the site of our department and do this. If you have a photo of your loved one, and maybe you have a photo of it too, this would be even better. I will give you an example. Literally yesterday, we have identified a person whose body was given to us during the last exchange, and thanks to the tattoo that this person had on their body, we have identified the person. We had it in the registered, and we had it because the relatives of the person submitted the photo with the tattoo to us. And yesterday we have received the confirmation literally yesterday. And please do everything that's within your power to help the investigators and to the representatives of the Department for the Missing Persons to do their job and to find the MIAs. The investigators, I have to mention that the investigators under a colossal pressure right now, and however, despite this, they constantly improve their work, and they are using the method of a quick DNA test, using this device that we're calling Andy. We are doing the comparative analysis of the DNA. So as of right now, the work keeps going. We're improving. We're improving the ways of finding finding the missing persons. But I hereby have to admit that the information regarding specifically the Bakhmut direction is very, very scarce. We have this problem. During the repatriation of the bodies from this direction is happening. It happens, albeit slowly, and this number is very, very low. Thank you, Ms. Anastasiia. Dear guests, maybe you have questions. You will have the mic. You can ask your question. Do you have information? Do you have information that these boys who were taken captive by the Wagner, they were do we have the information? They were sold to the Chechnya. What do you have to say about this? As of right now, there is no official confirmation of such information. However, as I said, that we have the software that helps us exercise the search, including in the colonies, in the detail, in the jails of Russia. And we have information about more than 70 persons that are in the jails, are kept in prisons in Russia. However, officially, we don't have this information officially. Hello, I'm the coordinator of the families of the 120th Brigade. Regarding particularly the Bakhmut the direction, I'm thankful to the girls that we are going together to this in this direction. You are appealing to the numbers. However, I can say you this: in our 120th Brigade, as of right now, we know that 5 battalions entered Bakhmut, and 122 boys missed in action, and only 2 of them returned this year on the Shield, and we have unofficial information, and the Russian Federation does not confirm it, that there are still captives in the prisons of the Russian Federation. So we have questioned what is going to happen to those missed in action status people. I have heard an answer that goes like this: let's not fantasize. And I have to say, we're not fantasizing. We are worried about our relatives. We are talking about the captivity. We understand this, but however, what is going to happen to those people who have the status of MIA and are still on the territory of the Russian Federation? What happens to them? We are getting answers like, if we give you an answer, will you give us peace? But how can we have peace? We understand everything. We understand everything. We just need information. We are not. If they are dead, we will accept this, but we need answers. What is going to happen next after the end of the war? What happens to the status of the MIA? We were told that there was another center created for the search. I don't know about other groups, but in our groups there is no progress, and this. So what happens to the status of the MIA people? I would like to say that we have representatives. We have the register, who are in charge of the MIA people, and when the search, I have to say that the search stops. The search for the MIA person stops only after they are identified as deceased, as one who KIA, and it does not stop in 1 year. It does not stop in 3 years. In 10 years, the search will keep going. Yes, we have problems, and the main problem is that this territory is now occupied, and our teams cannot enter those territories. Yes, as I said before, when this territory is deoccupied, we can say with certainty. We will be able to tell with certainty if there are any remains of our warriors. Okay, but our concrete question is: we have boys who are still alive. We know about 6 people but nobody is confirming us. They were seen alive there. I am sorry, but we are doing what we can. The representatives of the United Staff and SBU representatives are the ones that are conducting the negotiations. Ms. Olena, I would like to comment on how the state has to operate when the war stops. Those centers for the search of the MIA have to keep working because after the end of the war, because we understand that there will be no information whatsoever from the Russian Federation, and that's what we have been getting, nothing from the Russian Federation all this time. And the stop of the military actions, hostilities, the stop of the hostilities will show that will lead to the process of the search being less active, of course. But we need to keep doing those searches, keep working on those, because we have examples of a person who spent 7 years in captivity and then was freed just because the search hasn't stopped. And this data was more realistic to get this data, the data that helps us. Was much easier before the full-scale invasion. And we also need to understand that the Russian Federation purposefully does not provide us the information about the people, the military personnel, or even civilian personnel. They don't give us information about those people. And the task for our government bodies is to work with the families who unite and in search efforts, and we need to make sure that nobody is confused about the procedures of how the search have to be organized. We have a case when a person was deemed killed in action. The person was actually alive and returned from captivity, and we had no information. We had no information about the fact that he was alive. We don't know how exactly the witness data from his fellow servicemen about his demise, how exactly it got into the system, and but this example gives us a chance that we still have a chance for the people that have a status of deceased, KIA, that they could be returned still. So this what also has to be focused on. I would like to add that even if the court recognized a person as a deceased person, as a KIA, it does not stop the search. The search keeps going even after the death of a person was confirmed by witnesses. Because even specifically because of this example, the search hasn't stopped. It will not stop. In 5, not in 5, not in 10 years. More questions? Hello. My name is Olena, the 93rd Brigade. I would like to remind you that in the stories of those who went missing during the battle with the PMC Wagner, in my opinion, there is this supernatural story about Wagner personnel who took as a DNA material in a barbaric manner. There were provided only the fingers. Only the finger tips of those deceased. And please, I understand that the government is very busy working on this, but you need to understand what this means for the military personnel who were. Please remember about this case, because for those families who know this information means only one thing: the defender. It means one thing for certain, that the enemy faced this person. Whether they were alive or dead. I would like to know why such barbaric a way of providing the material for the DNA. It's hard to understand what the Wagner representatives are thinking, and in close. I can only comment that the investigation is ongoing. You know me. We have talked about this. We communicated about this. Please, short. Oksana. My name is Oksana. I'm from. I Will Return organization. Thank you for your work. We have received many questions today about identification and other things. What about those who are still alive? You're doing a lot of work, but it is mainly directed at the deceased. We 70% of today's time we're hearing only about the identification of the bodies. I mentioned the interrogation lists, and it's not only aimed at the deceased people, but also it's those who are alive. And thanks to this, we received the information about thousands of people during the recent years. And this is only 1,025 altogether, 1,025 people were found alive in captivity, thanks to this new system in the interrogation lists. So that is why I'm appealing to the relatives that you provide this information. Last question.
Translation for our guest. Just a second, please.
I was about to say that my question would be in English. Sorry about that.
We are ready, thanks.
So my name is Pierre Alonso. I'm a French journalist living in Kyiv. I have two questions.
Very short, please.
Yes. First, since 2022, were any Ukrainian soldiers captured by Wagner PMC released at all? Do you know if they were detained by Wagner facilities or they were transferred with other Ukrainian POWs? And same question for prisoner swaps. Are they different for those that were captured by Wagner? Or are they similar to the released? And you mentioned, that's my second question, you mentioned a software to identify using tattoos. Can you say the name of the software and which international partner provided it to Ukraine?
Thank you.
Miss Olena will start. Yes, about the detainment facilities. Yes, we do ask about those who returned from the Wagner captivity. This is a shoes factory. That's where the military personnel who were captured by the Wagner, that's where they were held. The further detainment, this was artificially created facility, so this was not an official colony or jail or prison. It was a handmade makeshift center. We know about the Sukhodol prison. We have the information that they were moved to the Russian Federation, to the jails or prisons for the Russian Federation. So the Wagners created makeshift facilities. Regarding this, why they had the separate lists? This is because when our military personnel, when they captured the Wagner people, they provided this information separately to the PMC Wagner. So that's how this process became naturally separated. Miss Anastasiia, regarding the exchange, I don't comment. However, regarding the software, our workers, we are using the OSINT technology, methodology, and other programs that are based on the AI, machine learning, and analysis of big data. In particular, that the program that recognizes tattoos that was provided to us by our international partners. I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot say who exactly it was right now, but. We do indeed cooperate with the international partners, and we're using their help and the software in particular. Thank you for raising these important questions, and I wish to all of you, to the families who are waiting for your loved ones, for you to get the news about your relatives. And the Media Center of Ukraine will keep working in a few minutes. It's an investigation of the Russian propaganda in the information space. Thank you for staying with us.